The second step to the ROSE framework is organize. So we're going to cover environment or your family, organizing your thoughts, and preparing the day before. For all of my life in secondary school, from year 7 to year 12, I would play video games basically as soon as I got home. And that was like, I was the video gamer kid. I was the guy who came home, who would sprint home and get on his computer and try and play games for as long as he could. That was my life. And I remember days in sixth form when I would wake up, I'd go for a piss, I'd go turn the computer on, and for the next 10 hours, I was playing video games all day. There'll be times where I'd just play video games till 3 a.m., wake up at 10 a.m., and then go to school for 12 or 1 whenever I had like a lesson, right? It was horrible. And most times I didn't even bother to brush my teeth. I'd wake up, I'd go for a piss, I'd play video games without even brushing my teeth. That's the type of person I was, and chances are you're probably quite similar during that time. And as I quit sixth form, as I went to uni and started to work on my businesses, it was very hard to get rid of that identity and that environment and put myself in a new environment of, okay, now I'm a businessman, now I'm going to work. So what worked to change that mindset and get me to start making progress in my sales and in my business was changing the environment. So one of the first things I did was uninstall all the video games on my computer. So that was the environment of my computer, making sure that everything I want on there is specifically designed for me to work. I can know the type of video game mindset or the identity I had with all the games, all the backgrounds I had, all the flashy stuff. That was all gone. I'm removing that, and now I'm moving into the space of like, okay, now I'm working. And the same thing goes for your room. So literally where you work, your desk, your room, your house, how everything's laid out, all of this applies as well. So for the last 10 years, you've probably woken up in the same spot. Your bed's probably been in the same spot. Your desk has been in the same spot. So your brain is accustomed to waking up, going to the toilet, and then coming straight into your desk and just clicking on the video games and turning your computer on, stuff like that. If you just move it around and make it a little bit harder for your brain to think, to manually have thoughts about, okay, the desk is like somewhere else now. Now I have to like sit down over there in the corner rather than the other corner. Trust me, that little adjustment makes your brain think like, okay, there's a little bit of resistance now to the usual routine. And that's what you need to start making progress towards your new mindset. So what works really well is moving your desk to a different corner of the room and the stuff on your desk. So depending on how your desk is laid out, obviously, if you've got a bunch of video games lined up or your computer is visible on your desk, remove that and remove anything that your mind associates with video games or distractions or stuff like that. So the ideal starting point is a clean desk, nothing on it, just your keyboard, mousepad, and mouse. And even then, if you've got a gaming mouse or a gaming keyboard, and you have a spare, which is like a normal ass keyboard, like, I don't know, just a plain ass keyboard, use the plain ass keyboard instead, because your mind will associate it with work rather than the video game keyboard. And the easiest cheat code is, if you have a laptop, just go and move out, go, I don't know, rent an Airbnb for a month and see how that works, because a completely new environment is going to 10x your results. That's what I did when I went to Poland from January and February. So if you look on the channel, there's the old videos. That's when I was Poland, and I basically just 10x'd my mindset and my environment changed, so I could curate everything around me and let me just work so much harder. So the second thing is organizing your thoughts. Now your brain is like a quest log. So like quests in video games, everyone has around about 5 quest slots available all the time. Now the number is arbitrary, ignore, you might have 15, whatever, doesn't matter. The point is you have X amount of quest slots available. So I'm using 5 quest slots as this example. And each quest is a thought or a memory. And the thing is, we all have 5 quest slots available, but we've glitched the system. Everyone in the world has glitched the system, and we actually all have 100 out of 5 quests right now. At any given point, you're probably at 100, 200, or 50 out of 5. The point is, you have more quests than you can manage in your brain right now. So more thoughts than you can manage. And what happens is when you have more thoughts than you can manage, so imagine 100 out of 5, you can't add any more quests to this. What you have to do is actually remove all the quests. And in this case, quests are thoughts. So how do you remove thoughts? You think about them and you go through them. Once you've gone through all of them, that's when you start to go, I thought about this thing, now I'm 99 out of 5. Now I'm 90 out of 5. Now I'm 60 out of 5. Now I'm 4 out of 5. And I've got 1 slot in my quest slots, in my thought slots, that I can actually start adding new thoughts into my brain. And that's what actual mental clarity is, having slots available in your brain to add new thoughts. So how do you get rid of thoughts? Number one thing, probably easiest thing that I do a lot is journal. Whenever something important happens, whenever I've got a big task or a big decision to make, or whenever something big has happened in my life, I like to just get it down on a bit of piece of paper and just write about what happened to make sure I understand what happened in my own words. So I've got it written down somewhere. And also just ask myself questions about what I want to do about this, what's going to be my next move, what are my goals, has anything changed in my life, what direction am I pushing in, and just really getting it down on paper just so it's out of the way. Another thing that just works is literally just being bored, whether you just want to stare at a wall or just lay in bed and just let your brain just think thoughts, or go in the shower and just sit under the water and just let your brain have shower thoughts. That also works really well for me, and it just means that you're clearing through your brain clutter. And again, like nature walks, walking your dog or anything like that, everything works. Just make sure you give yourself that time to give your brain the time it needs to organize your own thoughts and basically declutter itself. And eventually you have 0 out of 5 quests, and that's when you can start adding in new quests like, okay, what am I going to work on today? Or like, what's the big thing that, like, how can I achieve my goals and stuff like that. And you can call this advice overthinking, but to be honest with you, I think most people underthink. I don't think there's many genuine cases of overthinking, because most people just tend to distract themselves with social media. They're on their phones all the time. They're not actually having thoughts. They're just consuming and distracting themselves. So in my opinion, most people are underthinkers, and that's why they're so stupid. I think we should all be bored more often and give our brains that chance to just declutter your mind and just give yourself some time to organize your own thoughts. So the last thing is preparing the day before, and this links back to mental clarity, because if you have everything ready for you, so if you have everything prepared the day before, you don't have to think about it in the morning and you can just get straight to work. There's no resistance. It's just very easy, right? So the first thing is preparing your clothes. Just lay them out on the chair, on your desk, wherever. Just make sure that they're ready for you to just wake up and put them on straight away, because thinking about what you have to wear is just such a waste of time. Get it done the night before and then it's out of the way. Same thing with work tasks. Get them down on a bit of paper, like we talked about in the first video, routine. Get it all down so you have a general idea of what am I going to work on. Prep your desk. So if you need a keyboard on your desk, or if you need a bit of paper because you're going to write video ideas or you're doing whatever, get a notebook, get the pens, get everything ready on your desk, make sure it's all prepared. And same with your computer. If you need 10 Google Chrome tabs open, go on your computer the night before, open them all up, put your computer in sleep mode so that it saves all the tabs, and then leave it there, ready for the morning. Because when you turn on your computer in the morning, everything's already ready and you can just get straight to work. And yeah, that's it.